guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, still working on a 61 Beetle. This episode should be part 2 of doing the brakes, the rears. Full disclosure, I still don't have the master cylinder reservoir in, so we're gonna hope it gets in by the time I edit this video so we can have a working brake system. But this episode, shoes, cylinders, soft lines, hopefully everything else hardline related is gonna cooperate. So, I don't know. Let me get this thing up in the air and join me over there, and we'll start, doing things. Crappy intro. Join me over there. Let's start rocking and rolling on this thing. Come in here just a little bit, and block my toolbox and everything else. So hopefully this is gonna go fairly okay. Check drag on it, just make sure it's not locked up like the front one was. Maybe it needs to cooperate and come out easily. Nope. Well, I'll tell you this much, they were doing their job. They're extremely tight. Usually that means the bolt moved a little bit. Wow, they're really extremely tight. Get my mighty hammer. They're not having it. Well, we are off to a rapidly good start. Typically, you can get away with the push and turn on the pliers, channel locks, side cutters. This is not typical. It at least rotates some. If I can get it to rotate enough, I should be able to get it out. If it is focus or zooms. Whoop. Yeah, you might be able, it's peeling the metal back. There. So it's ostensibly working like a wedge. So I'm going to keep tapping and get it out. Yeah, there's really not much you can do except for, what I'm doing. The cotter's so far forward I can't get my impact on to give it a little bit of a bump. I can try it, but I don't think my impact has enough depth to it. Because of the crown that's in here. Yeah, it's riding on it. So, let me struggle in agony like I typically do, and join me with more information on how well all this goes. This is going great. You might be able to see how chewed up that is. So, that was fun. Good thing we replaced cotters, guys. Don't reuse them. They're probably one of the cheapest forms of insurance, other than like not putting your fuel filter in your engine bay, that you can do. Drum removal. Let's see how well you're going to cooperate now. Didn't have any hesitation on it because, well, it moved. I smell gear lube. All right, we're gonna have to turn this down. Flashlight. Come on, brain. I don't know if that's due to the car just sitting at this angle, or if it's if the rear seals are smoked. The back of the wheel didn't look wet. I think we're good. Yeah, there's some, but nothing too much that I'm concerned about. It's not like everything is just souped. Hands are still not wet, dry. Yeah, the opposite of not wet. Wow, I don't know what the hell my brain was thinking. Well, the real answer to that question that no one asked is it wasn't. Where are my little vice grips? Found some. Not the ones I wanted, but some nonetheless. I had more needly nosier ones. Yeah, what I said. Rears, exactly like the fronts. Pop your retainers off. Your springs that hold the shoes on. Shoes. Bottom one's typically semi-mildly easy. Upper one's the thicker one. You'll need your needle nose to release the one up there. I think these might close tight enough. I'm not sure. Go to the other side, dummy. They do. All right. Shoe one, gone. Spring. Shoe two, e-brake separator, this. All right. That's a neat little clip. Haven't seen that one in a, well, I don't know the last time. Or ever. Usually they're the weird banana clips that you got to bend over. This one, much more convenient. It's like a Batman symbol. Batman. Whatever. All right. Other shoe. That off. New shoes. Oh, no, not new shoes. Wheel cylinder. Oh, that was the mess. Smells gear lubey, but that's kind of typical. Who's annoying me? All right. Wheel cylinder is popped. They're not supposed to be all leaky. So, it's a good thing we're doing this. Let's get this wheel cylinder off. And wipey wipies. Wipey wipies. Ugh. All right. Ranch. Are you going to cooperate and be a 7? Yes. Cool. All right. Same thing as the fronts. Pull your bleeder guy out. Like we have a table. Pull the bleeder. Question life's decisions on what size this nut is. Oop, it's an 11. And it's going to be a non-cooperative 11 right now. Before I commit, if I want to redo this line or not, let me see if this soft line is going to cooperate. All right, soft line cooperates. I'm going to get a little fire and heat on this. Doesn't matter because that thing's blown. But let me get some fire on this, a little lube, see if I can get her to break loose. I need the light more than you. So, one momento. Uno, hold on. All right, she broke loose. Minimal rotation. Yeah, once you start seeing that line, that lives there. Once you start seeing that line start to twist or rotate, start doing something else. I am fortunate enough that if I did break this line, I would just replace it. But if I don't have to, guess what? Not going to. That's the other reason I checked to make sure that the soft line back there was also going to cooperate. I'm going to take a phone call. Wheel cylinder, or hard line for the wheel cylinder, is loose. I want to slightly get it out of my way. But I think I was saying, I don't know if I was saying, but I'm going to say it now. The reason I checked the soft line was because, well, I want to make sure, this has a lock. I want to make sure that, like I said, I just said this. If I break it, I want to be able to fix it. I don't want to get too committed to saving something twice. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not a wordologist over here. All right, wheel cylinder. Beep, 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 beep. Pull hard line. Yummy fluid. Trash. Seemed like the wrong cylinder. No, that's right. But she blown. All right, well, I'm going to have to go and clean all this stuff lovingly, which is fine. But yeah, you can tell the cylinder's been leaking for a little bit. But before that, let me get this soft line off. Same process. If I know where I put my stuff, I don't. Just add it. Always fun and exciting in here. This looks like a new line. Well, the hard line has been replaced. Go to a 12. Yep. Good. And it seems like it's the same guy that did the others. What I mean by that is it wasn't smoked all crazy like. Tightened. I've said this, once you get them broke loose, you can just go back or go with a standard open box wrench and work off the rest of it. You just need the flare nut wrench so you don't strip the threads, or not the threads, the flats. The actual retainer nut, flare nut. Words. All right. Let's get these clips off. Hopefully, I can actually get a screwdriver on that to aid in the massaging out process. Okay, maybe I lied. Tappy, tappy, or tappy too. There we go. Doink. One clip. The other one looks like it might be easier. And again, I'm going to replace them. There's nothing wrong or nothing saying you can't reuse these. Like I said, I just like the style I use. It seems a little more... I have no idea what's racing on the roof, if you guys heard that. It just seems a little more user-friendly when it comes to maintenance. If for any odd reason I have to come back in here, I would much rather enjoy not struggling. Even though it seems like I like to do the hard way 3 times. There we go. Other clip. Soft line out. Wink. Wink. And because it was flowing, it seemed like it was good. Do we have a date code? '08 or 21? Nope, that's not it. That's a part number. No idea on date code. It was flowing, so at least it wasn't locked up and me trying to blow it into it like a tuba. Boop, boop, boop. 2024. Again, doesn't matter. But the dates on rubber lines are quite nice, just for the fact, or the simple fact that you can tell if they're original or not. Once they start getting all dry rotty, or hard to flex, good sign to replace them. Again, start them by hand and then tighten them. And like I said, tighten them with your flare nut wrench. Because you don't need to absolutely torque the crap out of them. Tires in my way. Not even going in the right drawer. Like I said, I just used the new hardware. Same stuff as I used in the front. I'll use back here. A taparoo. I just find this style a little more conducive, or conducive is the wrong freaking word. Manageable. Manageable is certainly a word. I will be back. I think I was installing this. I don't know. Phone calls ran long. And I talk. It's a thing I do. I move the stuff that also helps me breathe, and noises come out. Anyway, let me clean this up, and yeah, we'll start reassembling it. Okie doke, soupy, drippy, cleany. Start reassembling this thing. Those guys are super loose, the adjusters, so we'll just let them be. All right, wheel cylinder. Boop. Wrench, take off your bleeder. This time it's an 8. wrench. Oh, you're a little out of round. Tappies. Oh, you got afraid of the hammer. I'm just a dumb. Boop. And customers. I will be back. Click. Listen, I already screwed up. You know how I say I like these clips because they're removable? So when you do something dumb and have to take them apart, they're easy to take out. Well, we're at that point already because I forgot to put the hard line in. Dink. Sample. Yeah, I got to push the hard line. Well, push the soft line back so I can put the hard line in because I am not the smartest person. Goes the other way. That rubber nipple has to come out. There we go. And there we go. Hand thread that. Get its line back in. Align it. Get this threaded in. Put the clip back in because, well, hopefully for the last time. Get in your orientation. Tapper taps. There we go. Gentle persuasion. My table moved. Mainly because I'm fat and I had to move. Personally. All right, let's tighten these hard lines. I'll get them snug with your wrench if you want, your open end. And then you can snug them down with your boxed, whatever, brake line tool, brake line wrench, what have you. And again, snug, and then just well, it's a good thing we did that. When the incorrect size slips, that means it's torqued properly. Tech tip. See, I was showing you guys this. Yeah, these lines were standard size, meaning metric, meaning 11, not 12 like the other ones. Yeah, if you guys want to use a 12 to be a torque wrench, go for it. I say this in all my videos, they only, if they're bent correctly or flared correctly, they only got to go to, what, 15 foot-pounds? There's not a lot of, on them. Put these guys back. Wink. E-brake. Already connected it. Make sure you put your little retainer clip back in it. Because you'll have a bad day if you don't. Boink. Stay. Pliers. Click. Get her orientated and fight this for 3 hours. Huh. I don't want to keep jinxing myself, but they've been cooperating lately. Usually they don't. How's this battery already dying? I just got it off the charger. A little more oofies. Grips. Well, we need the other shoe. But help, there it is. I found it. This tab is a little suspect. Stay. So let's do the right thing and probably break it. If your adjuster tabs are bent down here, come in here so we can break this together. Zoop. Your little spring clippies, if they're bent down too far, put a pick or something round under them and then push up. Typically you can bend it in back. It's gonna need a little more. The reason for shimming it under is just for this reason. You can only push up so far. But if you put something here, it'll, I don't know, take up the slop. You cheat the bend. Like so. And hopefully this will have engagement. Because you don't want them loose. A little more. Because if they're not holding pressure up, what's going to happen is they might tend to back off adjustment. And, well, it's brakes and you don't want that on brakes. I mean, some of you might, but, I mean, personally, I'm not a fan of it. That should be good. Yeah, that one's still a little sus. And because I already have that in there and I thought it was engaged, just do it this way. Wedge, aim, and we'll punch it. Nope, there's gonna be more gap. Now, I can do the right thing and just take the side apart again, but we're not. We're re-arcing it. It's not gonna hurt anything. There we go. Engaged. Zoom out. Now you get back angle. That is a little bit much. Usually that happens when you're like rolling it and the screwdriver gets stuck in here and you jab it. Jab it, what have you. It's pretty typical. Also breaking them is pretty typical. Like by doing what I just did. I'm happy I showed you the how-to and not the uh-oh. I think I have those tabs. They sell them. Problem is they weld on if you have to replace them. I think I did it on a Super Beetle. Or had to redo them on a Super. If memories mildly correctly. Boop. Spring. All the maximum effort. Blink. Get that one on. Let's back that off a little bit. We're not as strong as we used to be. Bottom spring. Doink. Give her some bumps, get them aligned. Let me hose out the back of this drum and we'll slam this on. Who keeps annoying me? Boopity boop. Slam this nut on. Gently but forcefully. I think it's that e-brake. Where's the lug nuts? Huh. Why do we keep playing mystery noise? Did I put a spring on the wrong spot? I'm like 80% sure this is what I'm hearing. Oh. I mean, you can yell at me in the comments. It is what I was hearing. Because, well, look, guys, we're not all perfect. Remember to put your e-brake rod in. Big goes on, or the longer side goes on the e-brake handle, whatever. At least this isn't an end of the world thing. There we go. And there we go. There. Yeah. You need that. Yeah, there we go. Now it's just brake drag. It's not that metal thing. Whoops. But also, this is why you check and just don't assume that something's going to be fine. Again, this torques more than whatever the math people. I don't care. Put them on the way you want to do. You can see that whoever put it on last time kind of had it loose. There we go. Done. Don't forget to put your bleeder back in, which I've lost. Beep. And this side is wrapped up. Let me knock out the other side. I'll come back if we have any developments, but the same thing. Soft, exact thing. Installation is done same, words hard stroke. Installation is same as uninstallation. With that said, let me do the other side real quick. And I think, well, unless I have to piddle around a little bit more, hopefully I'm going to have the brake reservoir and we can bleed this system and adjust it. Oh, speaking of adjusting, I'll just adjust this one while I'm here. Same thing as the front. I run them till they're locked. And we call it a day. Because, like I said, they do have a tendency to sort of self-adjust after you get them locked up, once they've been operated a couple times. Well, you guys might have caught it and might be yelling at the screen. Because I effed up again. Don't get in a hurry. You screw stuff up. If you're wondering what I'm going on about, well, you'll see. If you're not wondering what I'm going on about currently, oops, again, After I just go over, double check your work. What do? I screw up 2 times. 2 times in a row. Two times I did this. Well, not did this. I got to go into this. Shit. And it's locked up. Maybe I'm going to be away with doing one. I might have the drag, but you know what? Let's play that. How many times do I have to take this drum off? This time it should be perfect. Let's try reverse. You come out. Damn it. Dumb! Back together. Again, if you knew I was missing that, brownie points to you. If you didn't, you need that spring. Oh. And I need to get that to thread. Back on. On. Reclip. Put drag. Put the drag back on it. Son of a bitch. Pardon my French. Or whatever, Spanish. All right, this side done. Again. Let me finish doing the other side. Like most things that I do, plans have gone awry. FedEx being FedEx, and the master reservoir, boop, boop, I ordered over a week ago, still is not here. And because of my strategy, booking, and timelines, I need to get this thing off the lift. Preferably, I want to make sure the brakes work before I take it off. So I'm going to do exactly what I said I didn't want to do, and that's fill the master or the reservoir, bleed the system down, and then swap the brakes. I'm looking for a smaller funnel. Yep, not going to happen. Yeah, because this master is or reservoir isn't the best. I mean, it's going to work. Like I said, the problem with it is it's for a dual master. And being that it's for a dual master, it's, well, I showed the lines, I think, in the first video. They're not correct. They're running over the steering gear. It's been like that for a while. But with that said, I need to bleed it. It's not a big deal. I will just go back and unscrew this up, put the reservoir in. Don't worry about the drips because I overfilled. Make sure nothing's leaking. Other fun thing is I cannot use my motive, my power bleeder. So that's going to be a nice thing. Because the way that they have these lines, I do not want to pressurize them. Because if I pressurize them, I'm probably going to regret all of my life's decisions. Oh, you couldn't see me. Because they're just kind of slid together. They're going to hold, they should be able to hold enough fluid to just Just checking all the bleeders. Wrenches. It should have enough, be able to hold fluid so that I can bleed it, and then not go all over the place. But as far as the motives, put pressure to the system, I don't want to make a bigger mess. Just want to make sure these bleeders are snug before I start doing anything crazy. And I'm back. Showed this in my videos, or every one of them. Bottle clear line. I'm going to be bleeding it like the common person. What I mean by that is no motive, no vacuum bleeder. Starting from the front driver on this car, because it's a single pot master, and the out, or the highest point on this system is up. And to bleed, because I don't bench bleed, I'm going to start at the high point, which would be this wheel, to try to get all the air out of the system first, and then we'll bleed the rest of the system. Is it right? I don't know. Is it going to work? Probably. Hopefully. Like I said, these wheels are still locked up. Where's my stick? I'm just hoping that those lines are going to flow. Because like I said, I got to get you a video, and I need this thing off the lift. So I'm kind of in my own time crunch. Sucked up, pumped out. Sucked up, pumped out. Giving it a pump, opening it, giving it a pump, opening it. And fluid level's going down, so that's good. It's a big thing. I want to be able to see it go somewhere. Closed. Ugh. Open. Pump, 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 pump. All right, there's some flow. Close it. Pump, 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 pump. Open. More flow. And just gonna keep going back and forth. Damn it. I'm going to put my motive on it against better judgment, because I think I might have an air leak that I can't find. And like I said, this is against my better judgment just due to the fact that, well, this is going to pressurize that line. I'm only going to use some pressure. We'll open that line. Yeah, something funky's going on. It's holding pressure. No leaks at the master. Brakes, guys, they're always fun. No leaks over there. These guys are not leaking. Back drum became loose. Clean off any excess brake fluid that was on here, so I'm not getting false, it might be leakings. I mean, the pressure is holding. We just got no flow. Here comes some flow. Very slow and weak. I dare take it up to 5. Well, it's at the pressure I normally run it at. We are bubbling air. Let's move over to the other side. It's being very strange. Snug that. Do we have brakes? We have something. Remember I locked up all these wheels? And I say they move. This one didn't move that much. The rears are super loose. Fronts didn't move as much as I thought they would. But the rears definitely moved. All right, let me go around, adjust everything. That loosened up. Yeah, let me go around, adjust everything, and see how that pedal feels. Because right now it's super low, but they are working. I might bleed them one more time just to be on the safe side. If the pedal doesn't come up with adjustment. Usually if you have a good bled brake system and you have a low pedal, your drums, your shoes are out of adjustment. The rears feel super loose. The fronts are still semi-tight. So let me adjust everything in, see where that pedal's at. I might give it another burp. The fronts always concern me on these because of where the master is, or the slave wheel cylinder is, because it's on its side. Sometimes you can't get all the air out of it. So the reason I don't have dust caps on is premeditatively, I was thinking I might have to pull off the whole backing plate and rotate it to get the air out. So they seem like they're cooperating, but let me go through and get them in adjustment and see what I see how I feel after that. I guess is what I'm getting at. I'll be back with an update. I'll tell you where I'm at. Not happy. On two accounts. One, the brakes are not bled. Two, if you notice, I'm going back into this wheel because I am pretty sure the problem is going to lie in the fronts. Meaning, I'm going to have to pull this backing plate off and rotate it. The early models, I am not a fan of. This is kind of where I hear a lot of people say that they can't get brakes, or they get junk masters, so on and so forth, because they can't get a pedal. And a lot of times it is on the early model because the bleeder's here, so you can't really get all of the air out of the top of the cylinder. Sometimes you can. I've been very fortunate to have a lot of those sometimes. But with that said, when you can't, don't immediately assume that your master's bad, because it's probably something you have done or haven't done. So what I'm going to do right now is I got to take the drums off. Like I said, I love these spindle nuts just because I don't have to deal with the double nuts anymore. But we'll take the spindle nut off. Take the drum off. Boom, boom, boom. I gotta loosen it some more. Pocket. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because if this doesn't fix it, we have bigger problems. There we go. Oop, caught it. All right. Orientation is the what I'm going on is the problem. So I'm going to blow these. I think they're 15s. Pop them out real quick. Index that up and then bleed it. Brakes. The rears feel fine. They feel like they bled. It's just currently the fronts I'm messing with, or having to mess with, because they don't feel like they're actuating. And like I said, usually the drums will go slack if you get them right, or once they start operating. By them not going slack is just telling me that they're not operating. As much as I'd I got it. And as much as I would like to cut and say, yeah, everything worked out great. Nope. Like I said, this is to show, people that sometimes they don't bleed. This is a reason, I'm not going to say the main reason, but this is a big reason that I have customers wanting those one things, disc brakes. All right. We're just orientating now the piston up so that the bleeder's at the top, and hopefully my motive's still on there. Hopefully we can get, I got pressure. We got plenty of pressure. Get my bleeder bottle. And hopefully we're just going to see a bunch of air out. Because this was bleeding. And was bleeding air free. But the way the pedal's acting, there's air in the system somewhere. Ooh, that was a big burp too. Oh yeah. Bunch of bubbles out of that. Get the line around to this side. I don't know if it picked up in the bottle or not. I don't know if my fatty was in the way. But we're flowing. We're flowing good now. Let me give it a couple little pumps. As long as the line's open, you don't have to worry about blowing a wheel cylinder. All right, 5 pumps out of that. You can do as many as you want. Ooh, even more bubbles are coming. You might be able to see them. All right. Cap this one. Let me pull the other one apart and do the exact same thing. But yeah, the pedal is terrible. Seeing we had a bunch of bubbles come out, or at least I feel a bunch of bubbles come out, I think we're on the right track. So let me blow apart the other one. I'll bring you along for the bleed. All right, this side's blown apart. Try to get it orientated just straight up. Might be easier said than done. The other side cooperated more. Gonna put a vice grip on there for like ballast. If I'm fighting that that line or not, but I don't know. Cracking it. I don't know if you saw the bottle, but there were bubbles. We are bleeding. Give it some pumps. Damn it. Yeah, I got a drip. I don't know where the drip's coming from. It has to be out of the bleeder. That's fine. Ah! Legs. Well, we got movement. The other side's not moving well just because there's nothing holding it. So we know that side's working. And it wasn't using that much. I mean, there's hardly any force going into it, just due to the fact that, well, there's hardly any force going into it. Let me grab my phone and make sure we got movement out of this side. Like I said, I know the rears work. Yahtzee! But this is for my own moral well-being. I want to make sure that this wheel cylinder is also sprunging or springing, moving. Video, because I can't see both sides of the car at the same time. I know I'm not that good. Yeah, it has a decent movement. Or hold please. You probably saw it. I did not. Pedal travel to me is translating into shoe movement. I know that makes no sense. I have to hear myself because I'm a weirdo. And I see the bottom shoe move. Bottom and top. They were moving. I don't know if that picked up in the video or not, but they are moving. So let me button this all back together, readjust them, and hopefully we're gonna have a braking system. Well, hopefully they're gonna freaking work. Because like I said, there was a lot of air that came out of them. Not a lot, but more air than you would want in, you know, a braking system. But yeah, this is a typical problem with the this style. If you have the trailing trail arm, whatever. That one feels okay. What do we got now? Oh, that's a rock hard freaking pedal. And that is how you do brakes on one of these stupid things. And yeah, I'm not even joking. It was pretty much going to the floor. Also, I might have screwed up a little bit because I never adjusted this one. I thought I did not. It was just stuck on a weird spot. So when I was pushing the pedal, all of that travel, force, fluid, or whatever is all concentrating in there to fill up that wheel cylinder first, before it can actuate the other ones. But yeah, I didn't show you before, but it was not going, it was going to the floor. Yeah, the pedal was going to the floor. Brake lights do work. I did check them earlier when we had a leak. But you probably won't be able to even see in there. Let's lower the car. I know we're good. But yeah, not gonna lie. The early models usually fight me more than the laters. And it's all because of stupid wheel cylinder designs. But yeah, the sense of relief. But yeah, I think I've said most people, they'll complain bad master, bad wheel cylinders, bad stuff. Don't get me wrong, I've had issues myself, but typically when it comes to brakes, it's a you problem. You either didn't bleed it right, you didn't tighten something, you forgot something, so on and so forth. Most of the time, it turns out it's a you problem. All right, brake pedal. If you can see down there. Stopped. So, yeah, there's brakes. And like I said, the brake light does work. I did check that. So, I have lost every lug nut on this arm on the floor. It's my main threshold. So, whatever. Also, side note, if you watch this channel, you know Project Blue Phoenix. She rose from the ashes. I think it's been in the background before, but yes, that's the same car. That's the fire damage 69. fire damage car. Anyway, brakes are done. I gotta close. I gotta get wheels on this thing and just roll off the lift because I got another car coming in and waiting on parts for this thing. Also, more direction from the owner because this item checked. Don't worry about the steering wheel; it'll go on eventually. But yeah, with that said, let me button up this episode and close it out. All right, guys, closing out the episode on 61. Brakes are finally done with the exception of the master cylinder reservoir. I might show it in the next video of replacing it, or I might just slap it on. It's literally pull this crap out, put the new crap on, you're done. As long as you don't touch the pedal and introduce air into it, you don't have to rebleed the system. It's as long as you're above the master cylinder, or above, the reservoir side of the master, you can do whatever the hell you want, as long as you don't touch the pedal. It's not sealed. It's not a sealed system on that side. It doesn't matter what it does. So I might show that, I might not, but yeah, that's atrocious what we have going on there. But the brakes do work. I was a little butt puckered, like normally working on the early models, because I've gotten lucky to where I didn't have to do what I did. Pull the whole brake shoe off and rotate it 90 degrees. I have gotten lucky not having to do that. I've gotten more lucky not having to do that than having to do it, hence why I usually try to cheat the system, or not even cheat the system, not do that. Well, didn't get lucky on this one, showed you how to remedy that if you can't get a pedal on an early model, and you get a hell of a pedal. Again, with brakes, don't immediately blame the components if you're having problems. Yes, there are bad junk components out there, but in my experience with brakes, a good at least 70% of the time, closer to 90, it's a you problem. I hate to say that, but it's something you did, overlooked, so on and so forth, that's making a good component act bad. Like I'm sure you've seen the stories. Oh, I've been through 5 master cylinders. All these wheel cylinders are junk. Blah, blah, blah. You're either not adjusted, have loose lines. I've had 1 or 2 bad masters on this channel, I think. And they weren't even bad. You just kind of had to screw them to get them working, sort of. I made them work, in other words. I was in a pinch. They weren't actually bad masters to where they couldn't master cylinder. The return spring on one of them was weak until I had pressure behind it. But I digress and regress. It was still good. Like I said, I'll chalk it up. I'll say I had 2 bad masters on this channel out of the, almost 4 years of me doing this on camera, of doing brakes. So the odds of me not, I guess what I'm getting at is, I know I'm rambling, but I guess the odds of me in, say, 4 years of filming everything, only having 2, to the one person having such bad luck to get like 3 or 4 bad single components, whether it be wheel cylinder, master cylinder, so on and so forth, typically it's a you problem. But anyway, digressing, regressing, closing out this video. Brakes are done. Next episode, hopefully we'll have this thing on the road, or at least closer to being on the road. And yeah, delivery. But with that said, if you like this episode, however it came out, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Oh.